Alright, yellow's dry. I switched to a blue background here just so it'll show up better. But, let's go to the next color, which is, oh god, what is the next color? Oh, here it is. I'm using Folk Art School Bus Yellow. Bit of an orangish yellow type. Good transition between, here we go. Again, I'll be going a little further up and leave some of this yellow exposed. And then working my way up and getting everything in. But, yeah. You don't, like I said, you don't have to paint the whole way up. I just do because that's just how I do it. And like I said, you guys can do it however you want to. And it's not that big of a deal. Okay, and there you go. And that color's on. I don't know if you can really see it here. Yeah, there we go. Like I said, I left a little trim at the little bit at the bottom of the original yellow, and then went with this color. All right, I'm gonna let this dry, and I'm gonna move on to the next. All right, this got the second shade of yellow that I put on is dry. So now I'm going to put on Folk Art's Pure Orange. So, and the same deal, I'm probably going to put it the whole way up. Oh, a little much. But, just, I'm going to start a little further up. Going to get it all in the cracks and whatnot. And just go the whole way up. So, let me get to it. And the thing is, you don't have... This is, I mean, if you want to go so far as to try and blend the colors in, and you know, but it's really not necessary because you're going to be putting on a lot of gray paint over top of these colors. But I mean, if you want to do a lot less grays towards the bottom, then yeah, I would suggest blending the colors in, but I'm not doing that because I'm going to be putting a lot of grays on, because this is going to be more of a smoky fire than anything. So, but again, like I said, if you want more of the fire effect, I would suggest doing some blending from one color to the next, and that's not hard. All you got to do is basically mix colors and paint an additional layer in. Not hard, but I'm not going that route, so I'm not bothering with the trying to blend the individual colors together. Just trying to get them into some of these cracks. Now I know it's a severe change from the second yellow to this orange, but once I get the smoke and that stuff on, it's not going to be noticeable. So it's not that big a deal. So, like I said, I'm not going for more fire effect. I'm going more for the smoky fire effect, smoky fire on this one. So, alright, well, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll get back to it. Okay, it's dry now, so I'm going to start on the next color. I'm going to go to a red, I'm going to use My Studio Bright Red. So, pretty much same as the other colors, just going to go a little further up. Like I've said over and over again, I'm not blending or anything with this. I'm just going up in layers, because with what I'm trying to accomplish here, I don't need to blend it at all. Okay, well, got that color on pretty good. So, again, let it dry and get back to it in a minute. Alright, that last layer I put on is close enough to being dry. Then I'm going to put the final layer on, final color on. And this is Folk Arts Lipstick Red. I kid you not. That's what it's called. So, let me get this on. Get some poured out here. Yeah, this stuff's a little on the thick side, but it's not going to matter. There we go. That's good. This all in all is not that difficult. And try and get into those top little crevices there. So get into all the little holes, cracks, crevices. You just want to get good, complete good cover. Mainly, you want to make sure you get into all the little cracks. Like I said, all the cracks and crevices. Because once you get to the smoke part, you ain't going to be touching it. Alright, so, well, that's it for that. So, let that dry and then I'll start the smoke. Alright, well, the one I was working on wasn't completely dry yet, so I'm going to finish up on this one, do the smoke on this one, which I was working on earlier today. Because I was making a bunch of these. But it's a little smaller than the other one, but as you can see, I've already, I've done the paint work, on the fire colors on it. Alright, now for the smoke, or the smoke colors, I'm going to start off with Folk Arts Dark Gray. So, let me get rid out of the way there. But yeah, Folk Arts Dark Gray. Mix it up a little here. Now, you don't have to worry about... this is really going to be oh god, I guess a light overbrush or a heavy overbrush, and whatever you want to call it. You'll see what I'm doing. Get some of that paint out. I tend to do in a diagonal direction from the actual foam, not straight up and down or back and forth like that, but I try and get in a diagonal because that'll cover a lot. But I think you'll understand while you see me doing this. As you can see, I'm leaving a lot showing through. But this paint's a little thin, so I'm going to have to do it twice. Because, well, actually, probably not. But, yeah, I'm going to have to go over twice. You definitely want to let paint show through. Because, yeah. Because I'm going for more of a fireball, kind of fiery, smoky explosion, fire type. A lot of smoke in it. So, that's the effect I'm going for here. Alright, I'm going to let this dry up a little bit, then I'll do another gray on it. Alright, that's pretty dry right now, so I already added another layer of the original gray, so I wasn't going to make you watch that. But the next shade of gray I'm going to be putting on is Folk Arts Medium. Oh, I'll move that. There you can read it. Folk Arts Medium Gray. So, it's pretty much more of the same. A little overbrushed, just not as heavy. Don't want to cover all the gray up that I just did, but, you know. Alright, and that's it for that one. Not that bad. It's looking okay as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, I still have 2 more shades of gray to put on. I'll show you that in a few. Okay, again, that's dry, so I'm going to go to the next shade of gray, which is Folk Arts Battleship Gray. So, I'm going to get to it. Now, again, I want to put even less than the previous, so it's a bit more dry brush than overbrush. Okay, well, that is done. So, give me a couple minutes. I move on to the next and final shade of gray in a minute or two. And alright, gonna do the last shade of gray on here, the lightest, and put the least amount on. This is just to get the very top and very highest edges. So this is essentially a dry brush. Yeah. Puts the final highlight and just, you know, gives it that final bit of whiteness to this smoke. And that was the last, it's too much light. There we go. That was the last shade of gray. I got one more thing I'm going to do just to kind of like smooth out the gray and make it blend a little bit more. It's a trick that it's something that I mentioned earlier that you shouldn't do, but you know what, it is you can do it and it'll smooth the gray out and blend it a little bit more with minimal effort. And I'll show it to you in a sec. Okay, just to give this one last an extra bit of protection, because just to, well, like I said, yeah, I'm gonna put a I am gonna put a coat of polyacrylic on it. I know I said you shouldn't do it, but you know what? It'll kind of blend in the grays a little bit. It will mute down the fire colors, but it'll also mute everything else down. So this is mainly just for some reason, it'll make the grays kind of blend in a little bit together more, so it won't be as sharp or edgy. But yeah. Now, doing this, being that the grays, it's polyacrylic, it will dry to a bit of a gloss, so you're going to have to matte seal it. But that's not going to be any problem, because you've put so many layers of paint on here, it's not going to hit the foam, so the acetone in the sealer isn't going to hurt it at all. Okay, that's all of it. And that just kind of smooths out the gray somewhat. I normally don't like to do this, but it just seems to work. Once this is dry, I'll matte seal it and then I'll show you the final product. Alright, here's the finished product. As you can see, smoke. Got some bright colors showing out through underneath the smoke, you know, representing fire or whatever you want to call it. Here's another one I did earlier today. Different shape, but hey, it still works. And a third one that I did today. Now, here's one that's just smoke. And the light's a little bright, but you can do that as dark or as light as you want. Makes no big deal. And it's pretty light. Yeah, it's foam. I mean, it does not weigh that much, so. And you can use this for, you know, I play BattleTech, but you know, you can use this for any game system. I've seen pictures with this on like burnout vehicles for 40K. You could use this method. I know in War Machine and Horrors, there's like a smoke and flame, or like a. Because I used to play War Machine. I remember this one guy. He threw out these like smoke grenades or something, and you would need a template to represent the smokes. Well, so you could use the same method to make the smoke template if you want. You just got to keep it to the right size. But yeah, like I said, I've seen it used for rocket blasts. I've seen it for explosions, fire, smoke. You could instead of painting it like in the grays, you could paint it in like a poisonous cloud if you want to, like say green, whatever. But there's several different uses for this method, but I just thought I had to make up some fire ones, or some burning Hulk, whatever you want to call it. And I thought I would just make some up and show the process of me doing it. So maybe if anyone else, if you have your own, again, if you have a different way of doing it, let me know. Post a video of you doing it. Because I'd like to see if someone else has another different method, I'd like to see it. If I like your way better, I'll copy your method instead of mine.